Today, our final artist is taking us into this world of glorious color. I feel like I had this feeling when I walked in here of that old NBC logo with the peacock that spread its feathers and said, yeah, welcome to the wonderful world of color. And that's where we are right now with Heather Beekler. Hey, Heather, how are you?
Hi, welcome. I'm great. So I'll go over some of the new series that I'm working on. I want to let you know that I'm also open every first Friday and most Sundays, and I'm also available by appointment at my email. So
what is your email?
Just heatherbeeklerart@gmail.com.
And since people will absolutely not know how to spell Beekler, so this is, so just take your hand off the H, if you will. There you go. So Heather Beekler, and then her studio mate is Lori Berry. We'll show you a bit of her work as well. Why not? So welcome. It's great to have people here live. I love that.
Me too. Thank you, Debbie. So one of the first series that I was working on is, I call it Driving Lessons with Mermaids, because at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was so stressed. So when I came back into the studio, I had like a lot of energy I had to get out. But my work was very aggressive and I didn't feel like it fit in with my other body of work. So I kind of put the canvases aside. Fast forward months later, I had a dream that I was supposed to add violet and magenta to these unfinished paintings. And at the time we were getting a lot of nor'easters in Boston that were turning into rain, and I was very inspired by that. So I decided to do this series based on looking at the Boston lights through the rain from my window. And I decided to title this series, you know, it's really fun with the bright colors and the really expressive mark making, but I decided to title it Driving Lessons with Mermaids, just to try to sum up all the craziness that we all went through last year.
I love that title. It's so playful. And it evokes such imagery.
Well, yeah, it just is like, well, that's nonsense. Mermaids can't teach us how to drive. So it like fits this body of work. So I thought it was great. And then some of the next stuff I've been working on.
Let me just show the few of the pieces. So it's really fun. Splashes of color. And rain. I see the rain. Or I shouldn't identify it because everybody will have their own personal experience.
Well, they were super fun to make, so that's what's most important.
So I'm going to move out of your way so that you can come back over here. Sorry about that. Navigating studio spaces. Okay, so your next body of work.
And most everyone that's seen my work before has probably seen what my usual body of work is like. And my work is based on spirituality and interconnectivity. So with my project here called Into the Light, I decided to do a series of 5 resin paintings because usually when I work, I have the time and space with acrylics to get into a meditative state. With resin, I don't really have that time. I basically have minutes before it hardens and I'm not able to work anymore. So it was kind of like a test to see, with all the stress of the world, with everything that was going around, if I could find that centered state of mind and peace. And I also think it kind of represents the importance of, you know, in our constantly rushing state of our society to find that peace. So I think that this is a powerful example that you can find your inner light and find your peace despite everything that's going on around you.
And it might be interesting for people because I don't think everybody who will see this will know what you mean by resin.
So resin is essentially 2 chemicals that you mix together, and it's like an epoxy resin, so it seals as like a hard plastic coat. So that's why you only have a certain amount of time that the resin will move and that it's malleable. But I just love the modern look. I love how it makes my colors pop. I think it really fits, you know, with modern Boston condos that are springing up all around us.
And it's also got this really cool depth to it. It's got like a shine, a nice shine on the surface, but then it feels like you're looking into the color. You're looking into the painting.
Right, and what I love about these two when you're talking about the depths is that when you stand back, you get such a different experience than if you zoom in and see like the little cells that happen in areas.
Very cool. I love that. It's so neat.
Yeah, they're so fun. And as I was working on this series, since I called it Into the Light, coming out of 2020 into 2021, I was moving the color palette from a darker color palette, trying to lighten it up as I went along, just to kind of say like, hey, we're transitioning, things are getting better. And one of the final series that I'm revisiting is I had done quite a few series of trees before, and people really like this series, and and I felt with everything going on that I needed to focus on getting grounded, and I just feel like the trees, you know, like finding my roots, getting grounded. So there's a lot of texture, there's a lot of really fun colors. I've done 4 of these so far. Some of them I add a little more red and oranges and a really vibrant background. I always say I'm going to try to mute my colors, but I don't think I know what muted color is. I've just given up. Just stick with the bright colors. Stick with what you know, right?
Yeah, exactly. And Adriana said, looks fun, lovely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, really colorful. So, and you said when you're open, and if people want to reach out to you, like they're interested in talking to you about your work or purchasing your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out to me anytime. Reach out to me via email. I'm on all forms of social media. Again, it's just my name.
Anything else? Any final?
No, thank you so much for joining us.
You're our final for today, Heather. It was really a pleasure, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining us for this live venture. It's been so much fun to spend time with you. Love the comments that you're giving us, and hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.